Today is March 14th, 2020. Because May 21st, 2020 is the 8th full year since Aero Camping warned us about God's judgment that did start on May 21st, 2011. Subtract 50 days because you got your 40 days and your 10-day tribulation period that's going to be played out, and then it's the real 10-day tribulation period. So what the world is going to play out, this is my final take on Trump's death. We already know he's going to die of the coronavirus, obviously. And so what day is he going to die on? I'm going to have to go with Wednesday in the midst of the week, April Fools, April 1st, because this is going to be the biggest joke played in the entire world. Kleck's going to play a joke on the Kleckites and everybody first, but the entire world doesn't know who Kleck is. He's like behind the scenes guy. YouTube, everybody on YouTube knows who he is, but not everybody on YouTube, but you're the only people that have a chance of knowing who Kleck is through YouTube, pretty much. Trump, all you got to do is turn on the TV. You know who he is. Kleck goes first. Trump goes next. So April 1st, Trump's going to die of a hemorrhage from the coronavirus. And then from that point on, you got your 40-day, well, let's see, he has to rise back up, though, after 3 days. But it's 50 days total because there's a 40-day period. Or does he die on March 3 days before that? 31st, 29th, 28th? And it's I'm going to go with this week. This week here is the week that Donald Trump will be pronounced dead of the coronavirus. Here, I can't wait to see what you got for us, Johnny. Oh man, I hope I'm right. I hope I'm right. I truly don't know. It's just a guess. I'm just guessing that on your birthday, 3/16, your 58th birthday, that you're going to hit the ground from a parachute malfunction after you ring the bell in the morning, jump out of your airplane, and someone sabotages your airplane. Someone pushes the AAD button off. They hit you over the head with something. You get a wounded head. And then you finally, I'm going to wake you up, Kleck, 800 feet before you hit the ground. Because I need you to still be alive. But I need you to be dead for a little bit. I need to have a conversation with you for a few days. And then you can get back to it. Then, so you'll go first. And then a few days later, because this is already 26/16, and then a few days later is the COVID-19, right around here. So I know I got to narrow it down to a specific date as to when Donald Trump will be pronounced dead, but it definitely starts from this point here, and then if you want to go to the 28th, if he dies here, let's say it's like if it's 6 p.m., then it's 1, 2, 3, 6 p.m., and then 3.5 days would be midnight, would go into April 1st. And then now there's all kinds of rumors, or Trump will just get up and he'll start preaching on TV, and people will start spreading the rumors that he's the Messiah. So he's preaching for 30 days, and then 31, 2, 3. He can go all the way to the 10th, May 10th, and then the rapture can be, see, they can play out the fake rapture first before May 21st. But I did, last year I got that chart outside in the shed where I had May 18th Trump would be raptured on May 18th. Because what's going to happen, as soon as Trump gets raptured, that's truly, because he has to ascend up into heaven. He has to die for 3 days. He has to wake back up, just like Christ. He has to preach, like, just talk, whatever, say it. He doesn't have to preach. It's not like he's preaching the word of God, but he might become all of a sudden very religious and start preaching that. For 40 days. And then when the rapture happens, oh snap, that's what's going to happen. When the rapture happens, all hell breaks loose. Because the entire world's going to know this one. And then the great earthquake happens at the same time that Trump gets raptured. And that's why when I say May 21st, I'm basically just calculating it from that date and making my way go, subtracting the days and going backwards. And then that's how I'll come up with Trump's death of the actual coronavirus. And he will have a wounded head, because it'll be like a hemorrhage rumor, or he got assassinated type JFK thing.
Hour and a half or something like that. There were a couple major takeaways. One, this came from the horse's mouth himself, Donald Trump. This is what he said.
2-3 bypass.
Expect domestic travel restrictions in the United States. This has been something that I've been warning about here on AMTV, which means this: disruptions to air travel, disruptions to interstate travel from state to state, border checks.
Disruption
and you
to
need
your
to prepare
computer.
now, wherever you are in the United States of America, because there's going to be these imposed restrictions coming in the coming days and weeks. Wherever you are, plan on being there.
It's a good thing that he's in Hawaii, right?
To either bug in, quarantine, subjugation, and as many Americans are probably fearing, and this is actually what I'm more concerned about, I'm less concerned about the virus, this manufactured biological terror weapon, than I am about government overreach and government abuse of power. Now, I also believe that rationing has already started. We've seen supermarkets. You saw that footage of Chad Booksam. We've been to many supermarkets across Arizona, and I was just in Hawaii as well. They are being ravaged of key staple items, not just toilet paper and paper towels and water and these kinds of things, but also meat, poultry, vegetables, fruits. And I believe there's going to be cash restrictions on cash withdrawals, limits in place, could be as soon as next week, and also government rationing of these goods. The government is only going to allow this panic buying for a certain amount of time. And Americans that think that the shelves are going to be restocked just because that's how it's always worked in your lifetime, it's not going to be the case. I hope it is. But what you're not taking into account is all of our supply lines have been shut down. And so these companies, Kroger, the grocers, Costco, Fry's, do not have inventory. And if the shipping lanes are down and the cargo is not coming in, and manufacturing has stalled and stopped in places like China and overseas, then we're going to have major supply shocks here in the country.